Warning: the video you are watching may contain swearing and rude, crude language. It is recommended you do not watch this video if you are under the age of 12.
Hello again there guys, it is me, AJ the Gamer Biker, and today I am speaking to you because it's supposedly Mental Awareness Week. I can't say it is 100% because I might just be slightly out of touch. However, my friend Ruth at Sexy Specs just did a video regarding the mental conditions she lives with and her neuroses, as she called them. Watching a video, I felt rather humbled and also inspired, because nearly nobody knows this, but my family has a small idea, and a few of my friends and my girlfriend tonight has only found out recently, as has my friend Ruth. I was suspected of having what is known as general anxiety disorder by my doctor. There was no other action taken when my doctor said this. There was no screen, there was no test, there was no advice. There was nothing. I was just told I might have this and left to it. It came about because I had pains at work, and the pain was because stress was becoming so bad it was manifesting as pain in myself. And it actually scared me, because I thought I was having heart attacks, or because I was having tight chests, I couldn't breathe properly. And the first time it happened, I don't know if it was the first time. I used to get tight chest feelings, and then one time it actually caused me to collapse due to the fact that I was getting ready for work and I collapsed. I needed a paramedic friend for me. Excuse me a minute. I know I'm having a drink, but it's Friday. I have just finished work, so I'm sorry. I feel the need for a drink, especially doing something like this. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you can't do a video while you're drinking." Well, I'm not drinking heavily. This is just a light drink for the end of the week, because it is a Friday, and I feel that I do kind of need it. So, if anyone has a problem with me drinking while doing the video, I do apologise. I can't really do much about it. I literally finished work, thankfully early, for Friday, and I just fancied having a drink. It's one of my own ones as well. I buy them in groups and sort of drink them when I know I'm not at work for a period of time. And I don't drink heavily, to be honest. So, getting back to this, obviously, after I had wasn't after I had it, it didn't come back for a while, and then it happened again. I had the pain. I was having a big argument with my boss, and I decided, well, this isn't good. I told him, I said, I'm going to my doctor's. I'm making an appointment to see my doctor, and I texted him when I had the appointment. I said, look, I've got an appointment, I'm going to my doctor's because this wasn't right. I shouldn't be getting pains in my chest. And he goes, good idea, look after yourself. I went to the doctor. She said, oh, what you described might be GAD. I said, what's that? She goes, general anxiety disorder. And then she left it at that. She gave me a few things that pointed out it was general anxiety disorder, and then just told me next to nothing. Now, the thing is, it's like a hypothetical situation, because obviously I'm not diagnosed with it. I just had a doctor say I might have it. So I don't really see any point. I mean, I do see the symptoms in myself from time to time. Like, I get nervous greeting new people. Or, I tend to lose my tongue when I'm talking to people I don't know. Certainly when I'm really nervous, things get bad. And if I get really, really stressed, I tend to get pains. I tend to feel fatigued and things like this. So I do have a lot of the symptoms, but the thing is, obviously, the doctor said you might have it isn't really grounds to do anything. I mean, I was told I might have an allergy to amoxicillin. I now have an allergy tag that says I'm allergic to amoxicillin. It's not proven. There's no thing apart from if I had a rash when I was a little boy, little kid even, but that's it. I still now carry a tag with an allergy on it. What's the point? It's like, why don't you just test me for it? No, it says you just pretend you've got, just to think you've got it. But the thing is that's for an allergy. For what could be a mental issue, there's nothing. Nothing from my doctor. Then a lot of my friends said, when I mentioned it, said, well, that's out of order. If you've got an issue, maybe you should have it checked. And I went, well, the doctor doesn't seem to see the point. So what are you going to do? I'm not going to do anything. The doctor's just going to say, I think you've got something. Well, guess what? Who cares? I don't. But obviously, what I'm talking about, what is general anxiety disorder? Well, the clue's in the name. It's a disorder due in part to general anxiety. Normal everyday situations can make you anxious, can make you scared, can make you feel out of your comfort zone. For example, I have mild vertigo. Now, I can fly my light aircraft. I hire light aircraft from schools, and I can fly them without a problem. Put it at the top of a metal staircase with holes in it, and I can literally shit my pants and just go, no way, mate, I'm not going down there. I'll go down the stairs inside. I don't care if it takes an extra hour. But that's what, but obviously my mind sort of like fixates on the fact, it's stairs, you can see the ground, you could slip through that gap. Logically speaking, I know I'm alright, but general anxiety wise, I'm thinking, I'm just scared. I mean, I used to be able to just jump off a dive board. Well, not jump so much, I had to sort of give me a running start. But it got to the point where I would stop at the bottom and I'd just freeze. I'd look up and go, yeah, I can do this. I mean, it was a requirement, and I was able to do it when I was told you need to step off that board. And I literally, the only way I could do it at times was to imagine that there is something behind me that requires me to jump off this platform. It was the only thing I could do. And it got to the point where I was thinking, well, this is stupid. Why am I having to imagine? I mean, one time I did it, I actually shouted, abandon, 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 and I actually made myself jump. It was the only way I could do it. And it made me think, well, I'm jumping in water. What's wrong with me? Why am I so scared of these heights? And that was the mild vertigo, which is a little off tangent from what I was talking about. But general anxiety disorder can cause even more problems. It's basically what most people will think is, we'll get a little nervous. I will get a lot nervous. Like, at work, someone says, go speak to so-and-so and organise this, this and this. I'll walk up to them and go, eep. And they'll turn around and go, you want something? Yes, chief and this and that. Pardon? And I've just lost my tongue. I'm like, Christ, I forgot. Sorry, hang on, be right back. I have to go ask the chief again and say, look, I need to do, what did you want him to do? This, this and this. And if I get something wrong, I then just sort of slip. I start slipping back. I start going, no, and then someone grabs me and goes, relax. You haven't done anything wrong. It usually takes something like that to set me up, to put it back on track. And I'm talking about it because obviously today, I'm inspired by removing about there's a link's going to appear in my video above my hand here, next to my head. Click it around here. And this link will take you to the video in question of Suspects Ruth talking about her multiple neurosis. And by all means, go watch it. It's a good video. And as a friend of hers, I was surprised when I heard her talking about things like depression. I was like, well, every time I've hung around with you, I've never sensed that you were a depressed kind of person. I mean, when I talk to her, between her and me, we confide things in each other. Because I do have some trust issues, because I have had people I call my friends screw me over. But it is that kind of thing where you think, well, she's come out and talked about this, and I'm thinking, well, I'm not trying to one-up her, but I'm thinking I feel inspired enough to do the same thing. So it's why I want to talk about general anxiety disorder, because it is one of the lesser known disorders, and the fact that I got told I might have it, I mean, go tell a squirrel there are no nuts in the woods. Panic. I mean, when I went home, I told my parents, I said, well, here's what the doctor said. And they said, is that it? I went, pretty much. I told some of my friends who actually work in health, and a lot of them were shocked. They were like, well, surely, I mean, this was a private doctor. And a private doctor did not want to do any more work. It was like, surely a mental health condition is a bit of a big problem. Especially considering she knew where I was going at the time. It was like, I'm going to join this job. Do you not think it might be kind of important that I know if I got this or not? No. So he was like, well, fine, forget it then. I might actually do this more often, drink and rant. So yeah, obviously, and the main problem with general anxiety disorder is you get more anxious about anything. I mean, if my friend is so much as like 5 minutes late, I will start panicking. Why is he late? What's happened? And I've got a friend who is unbelievably punctual in his lateness. I tell him 7 o'clock and he's there at 7:30 on the dot. He's like a malfunctioning TARDIS. You know he's going to be there, just not exactly when you want him to be there. Brilliant. I mean, one time he actually appeared and I said, I think I hear the TARDIS with the handbrake on. Anyone who gets that reference, pat yourself on the back for being a nerd. Because I am. I know I don't seem... to be honest, hang on, I am a nerd. I don't even know why I said I don't seem like a nerd. But, yeah. Random Doctor Who reference there. So... yeah, general anxiety disorder, it is a bit of a thing. And the fact that I might have it as well is a scary thought, because it's like, well, have I got all mental... have I got... it's called a disorder. A disorder. The name itself, that part of the word, you know, disorder, is sort of something that would put me off. It's like, what do you do when you're put off like that? I mean, a disorder. I've got a disorder. It immediately makes you sound bad. It's, the fact I've got to say general anxiety disorder. It's like, well, being anxious is normal. Apparently my level is not. Well, apparently to the level I'm having pain isn't. So, I actually had to go home myself and I did my own research. I just typed in GAD, general anxiety disorder, came up. And I was just reading through some of the things, and a lot of it made sense. It was like, well, this explains why I was always nervous as a kid. Most kids would just get on and do it. But I was scared. I mean, bites again. No, I have dirt on my elbow. Sorry, random tangent. And, yeah, I just felt, I mean, grown up, like I was sort of upper teenage lad, being told I might have a disorder. It's like, well, thank you for bothering to have a look. I mean, it literally it made me think, well, yeah. But the other thing is also, and this is the big thing, it's anxiety towards what will happen. So this was like the problem with having youthful times, is doing something new. I didn't want to do it because I was scared. But now, being told, oh, you might have general anxiety disorder, it made more sense. I wasn't scared. I was just anxious to the point where it was taking over my own mind, and I couldn't even stop it. You know, and to be honest, I wish that maybe someone had noticed it sooner. Maybe as a young child, or maybe early teenage years, I might have turned out different. That would be weird, wouldn't it? I mean, no one can predict the future. I mean, to be honest, I'm happy where I am. I'm in a strong place, really strong place, good line of work, and you know, I find the work I'm doing is helping me cope. I actually found that apart from today, when my friends started talking about it, I had not given this like GAD a second thought since enjoying my work. It was like one of my mates said, "Oh, do you think you should mention it?" And I went, "Don't say why. It's not like I'm actually diagnosed with it." They said, "Well, yeah, you got told you might have it." Yes, but I also might be allergic to amoxicillin, and I might also have multiple concussions for the amount of times I've cracked my head open. You don't see me putting all that on the medical report. Well, I mentioned the concussions, obviously, because I had hit my head, and they did say, "Did you ever lose consciousness?" Well, I think so. I don't remember it. But that could just be memories. So yeah, general anxiety disorder again. It's GAD. The problem is it's called GAD. You know, it's one letter off from glad. But, you know, everyone wants to be glad. Everyone wants GAD. Oh, GAD. But it does make things hard, because, you know, you think, oh, yeah, like, today, it took me the rest of my day, it took me to like the end of my day to actually talk to one of my friends. Turned to one of my colleagues and I said, "Yo, did you say something to me last night?" And they went, "No." I said, "You messaged me off your phone." They went, "Wasn't me." I thought, I spent all day being angry at this person, and they hadn't sent a message. I should have asked earlier in the day. But it was my anxiety, probably anxiety, just holding me back. It was like, because I was in a bad place. I was having a bad day. A few people could tell I was having a bad day, but well, you know, I told one of the lads, I felt stupid. I apologised to her and I felt better, but it was taking this long. I mean, I just spent about 20 minutes on the phone with my girlfriend because I finally, I shouted something. I did Facebook status, Dad, enough. And she phoned me and she's like, "Are you alright?" And I started talking. Obviously, I speak to my friend Ruth, and she was saying, we're here for you day and night. And it's like, well, yeah, but the problem is, you don't know how people react, Because of the situation, I was afraid people would say, well, you're being stupid. This is happening. And I don't want to deal with that. So it's a bit like, well, you sort of close the doors. It's just like, well, and, the security blanket. I am going to sit here and I'm going to deal with this in my own way. I'm not going to look at it. I am going to focus narrow-mindedly. And this is what I did all day at work, literally. I am going to focus on work. And then eventually I slowly opened my vision. I went, oh, there's a bit more here than I realised. And eventually, gone. So, and obviously speak to my friends about it. And when my friend had that video up, I was thinking, well, she's brave enough to speak about this stuff. I'm brave enough to talk about something I might have. Thanks to the doctors of my private surgery not telling me the truth. Or telling me the truth. Cheers, mental health. Cheers to the medical service. And cheers to mental health. It's not a problem, because we're all unique. But it does need a lot more sort of attention, because I don't think it should be called a mental problem. I think it should just be called, same as anything else, a condition. We have conditions. I myself have conditions. I have friends who have conditions. And I know people with conditions. I mean, my friend Ruth, I brought us out a video about her regarding those neuroses. And I've known that she's always been different. But that's what makes her her. And to be honest, I wouldn't have her any other way. And if you're watching this, Ruth, I mean it. Wouldn't want you any other way. Because you take away things like that, and we're all the same. And what's the point of having the world the same? Might as well be robots. I'm quite happy that I might have some anxiety problem. Because in the end, it's a part of me. If someone walks up to me and says, "Oh, go up and deal with so-and-so," and I go and do it, it's stepping over a boundary. I've learned to look at it that way. It's not facing something, it's stepping over something. It's it's kicking the door open and going, boom! Come at me. It's like I usually get very nervous about knocking on doors and opening doors. I'm looking for so-and-so. Well, they're not here. And then I walked around and they were stood behind me. It's like, oh, I'm just looking for you, actually. And it completely just went, the surprise just blew off. And he went, oh, yeah, I was looking for you. Oh, let's sit down and talk. Oh, brilliant. And usually, once I start talking to people, it just, it's that initial thing. And I think that's the thing with anyone who has got a mental health issue, and really trying to say this in a way that isn't a bad way about people, because it shouldn't be seen as a bad thing. It just shows that some people, are different. And different is good. I bet whoever first dreamed up going to the moon, everyone thought, loony. And then the next thing you know, we were there on the moon. Now we have a satellite in space that people live on for rotating periods of time. We've got submarines that people live on for 3 to 9 months under the ocean. We've got, probes exploring the farthest reaches of the galaxy. We've got a giant telescope in space, for God's sake. I bet every single person who came up with those ideas, the first thing anyone said is, "You're mental. What's wrong with you? You've got something wrong with the head." And nowadays, it's common. It's normal. Oh, can't imagine a life if we didn't have submarines. Can't imagine a life if we didn't have satellite television. And guess what? Someone was probably got bonkers for coming up with the idea in the first place. Mental health, it shouldn't be shunned. Now, I wish that maybe the suspicion of what I might have had been raised earlier. And I wish that there was stronger support. I wish that my doctor had turned around and said, "You might have GAD, here's what we're going to do." I would have felt better. I would have just gone home and started reading random pages of medical knowledge and starting to slowly fill their pants with poop. Sorry, I'm just a bit off. So, there needs to be strong support. If you have a friend who has an issue in any way, you're a good person, because hopefully you're being a good friend to them and you're there for them and they've let you into their life and you've proven you're a good friend. If you're not, shame on you. Be a good friend to people like that. You know, I'm grateful I've got my friends, and even more today I actually appreciate my friends Ruth and Adam a lot more now, knowing that I'm not alone in certain things. You know? And I bet Ruth is so happy having gotten all that off her chest and just spending. I mean, it takes a lot of guts, and to be honest, I cannot say how proud I am of her. I mean, you know, I had a little bit of pride when I passed my training, but the pride I've got for her now is like, nice, well done. Cheers. So, just going to sort of leave it there. I'm just going to leave it on, you know, mental health is a big issue and we all need to come together to help people. I mean, I don't mean holding hands across the street and guiding them through life. I mean the security net underneath them for when they fall, because everyone falls. I still know I may fall one day, and I know my friends will fall, but I know I'm going to be at least a pair of arms there or underneath them going, it's fine if you fall. It will happen. But I'm here to catch you. Yeah. And we should be that for all those people who need it. It's only fair. And yeah, I actually feel like I've been pretty strong myself, because so far talking through most of this, I've gone through this video, and despite how my last night has been, I had next to no sleep, I had a bad day because of that, I feel I've held myself together pretty well. Yeah, and I was kind of anxious about making this video, but now I feel, you know, it's good to have got it out there. So, yep. I have been AJ the Gamer Biker on mental health, on general anxiety disorder, and I thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all take something away from it. Again, go see my friend Ruth at her channel, and just check out their channel generally. You know, they're actually quite important. They've recently done a video called Talking with El Presidente from Tropico series. Kind of a funny video. I haven't watched all of it because I was more interested in trying to go and watch Ruth's video. Sorry, Adam, it's no offense to you, but I just found that maybe listening to Ruth's mental health talk was slightly more interesting to me than you wearing a weird beard and talking with a very weird accent with a fake cigar, I'm gonna guess. Unless that wasn't Adam, in which case I've just dropped myself in it right bad, and the anxiety's just kicking in drink. So, yeah, and to be honest, if any of you ever want to question mental problems and all that stuff, just remember, we all watch Big Bang Theory. Sheldon Cooper, Rajesh Kuthapalli, Howard Wolowitz, and Leonard Hofstadter. If you will shun normal people, why would you not shun Big Bang? Thank you all for watching, guys. This is AJ the Gamer Biker, signing off.